Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I know you're probably waiting for the next SFM animation, but don't worry, it's in work in progress. However, I wanted to make this video to express my, how should I say, frustration, with this newest summer update. Anyway, stick around until the end of the video, for a special surprise. I also know you were probably expecting my real voice, however, I don't have a good quality microphone, otherwise you would have had to go through minutes of the full gamer experience.
Stop! Please! I beg you!
With that out of the way, let's get straight into it. Let's start off with the maps. And what better way to start than with Demolition? Here's my take on it. Absolutely horrendous, blasphemous, hyperbolic negative adjective number 3. If you value your sanity, do not play this map. Who thought that it would be a good idea to punish the team that just captured the point with more downtime? It's an outrage. If I wanted more downtime as the defending team, I'd play payload or attack/defense. At least the respawn timer doesn't lie. Basically, there are some doors that open and close at spawn that grant you almost direct access to the point, but them being open depends on whether you have access to the point or not. Closed if defending, open if capturing. This creates a massive amount of back and forth between the teams. Now of course, some back and forth is expected on COF maps. However, the amount of times you trade the point is comical. I also have something to say about the size of the point itself. It is very small. Actually, the map itself is incredibly small, but the fact that the point itself is so small, team fights usually spiral down to who can eat each other's shots or melee hits the least. Speaking of map geometry, it's very whack. I'd have to start with this random island in front of the point. It serves no other purpose than visual candy. Rumor has it that you can't even build on it. It's just not a good spot to be in at any time. That's why you will also see a lot of people completely ignore it, even if it's fully accessible. Another issue is projectile spam. This map is projectile spam heaven, especially the lighthouse thingy next to the objective. There are so many demos just chilling in there, spamming stickies on the point. Overall, not a great map. I'd say just not queue for it, but if you're a demo, soldier or pyro main, I'd say you will find some enjoyment out of this map. One thing to note is that, for whatever reason, pyros tend to just WM1 on the point instead of air blasting you off. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but that's what happened to me personally. Let's now move on to the next map, Cargo. This one is better I'd say, but still not the best. My main gripe with it is that it's a bit too long. I think the map maker originally intended for the map to have 3 control points instead of 2, so now we're stuck on an intermediary between the two that feels like it takes years to walk between the spawn and the objective, for the attacking team, so teleporters are very goated on this map. Other than that, it plays decently. I have a small issue though with how props are scattered, that sometimes they may be good hiding place for unexpected things such as players or sentries. Also, sometimes you may see broken textures at the exit of red spawn, or maybe that's just a me problem. Conclusion, 4 out of 10. Shorten the map and maybe tighten it a bit, and it would be a solid 7 out of 10. Next up, Bulga. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a bit conflicted. Although I find it quite intriguing from a gameplay perspective, with it being Mercenary Park, but better. However, from my experience, it usually is just a stomping ground for any team that is marginally better. If the defending team is better than the attacking team, you'll usually see them cap the first point, and then get spawn camped at the new spawn point. The reverse is also true, with the attacking team being able to easily clear the map if the defending team is marginally weaker. I think it has to do with how good the team's engineers are. If they set up fast and strong, you won't get past them. But if they can maintain their teleporters on attack, get ready to be rolled. Conclusion, 5 out of 10. I'd bump this map a bit higher if the battles usually weren't that one-sided. If you feel like you can do it optimally, play engineer to guarantee the team's victory. Next up, Aquarius. Now usually people would say this is Pyro Shark Heaven, but for some reason, I never got to see it, maybe because Submarine Heavy is now the Aquarius meta. Maybe they realized that trying to get into melee range is a bit of a liability now that Heavy is the meta on this map, or maybe they accidentally traded the Neon Annihilator away. Anyway, I quite like this map. It's very open and mobility is not to be underestimated. Although I'm a bit grumpy that I couldn't manage to play Sniper reliably here. Otherwise every other class plays very well. Conclusion, solid 7 out of 10, will play again. Next up, Manhold. I quite like this map. It's very easy to perform reliably here. Sniper sight lines are very tight, but rewarding if you can get some shots in. So, yeah, if you play Sniper, you will do well. I also noticed that it tends to attract spies a lot. And I can see the vision. A lot of verticality can allow a spy to do some very flashy moves if he is skilled enough. Also, the map maker has a lot of attention to detail, which I quite like. My sole criticism about this map is the spawn point, that can sometimes be a little weird when getting out. Overall, 8 out of 10. I'd like to see more of a reason to use the underground pipes as a flank route, but it falls short because there is usually no one to flank. Also Deltarune reference. Next up, Conifer. Long story short, mid. Seriously, I don't know if I have anything to say about it in particular that is either good or bad. I noticed in my matches that the attacking team usually can only cap the first point, and that's about it. It's not bad, but it's not incredible either. Overall, 6 out of 10, at least it's not horrendous. Next up, Citadel. This one is also kind of mid, but like, upper mid. I like the map design a lot, as in its visual looks only. Otherwise, this map is like Marvel Rivals, if every team is overpowered, then no one is. Attackers are favored by the large payload design acting as a shield, and the fact that engineers can build sentries on it, while the defense is advantaged by the wide terrain. Other than that, you will find that soldier is ran pretty often on this map, probably because of those sentries. Sniper is also ran a lot, probably because of the wide design promoting long-range encounters more often. Conclusion, 7 out of 10. I have a soft spot for chaotic maps, but I feel like this one takes it a bit too far. Next up, Blowout. This is actually a good map. It has good visuals, good map geometry, good movement, all classes are viable. You know what? I'll give it a 10 out of 10. There's nothing else to comment here, so here's a match highlight. Next up, Pressure. Well, what's there to say? It's a CTF map. It's the friendship making zone, not a battlefield. It's 1v1, not tactical warfare. Still, map geometry is pretty neat. As for actually playing the objective, no. It's always one-sided. So if you want to play this map, be sure to give the objective as little attention as possible, and you'll probably have fun, because let's be honest, who runs 4 snipers and 4 spies in a serious match? Conclusion, 6 out of 10, just because it's CTF. And last, but certainly not least, Boardwalk. Again, this is in the top 3 of this year's summer maps. It's based on Laughter and Slaughter maps, which are already very good maps on their own. And it contrasts how badly Demolition was made. Sticky spamming from higher ground, conveyor belts to force the players on the point. Small control point? Not in here, the point is in a wide area, perfect for big-sized team fights. Also the path from spawn to the objective is very straightforward. Every class, except maybe for the spy, is a very good pick. Mobility is maybe just a bit restricted, but other than that, in terms of map geometry and visuals, it's very, very strong. Overall, 9.5 out of 10. This is a very good map for even beginners, because it enforces the limitations of your playing class very well, and doesn't hold your hand. As for cosmetics, well, I'm not really an expert here. The team cap is a nice addition, alongside the medic's new set of cosmetics, and also the snipers. Other than that, I find everything else a bit mid, if not underwhelming. Also, I guess there is something to be said about taunts as well. The bear hug is nice, as is the tech-centric shot. The final score and flying colors are not my cup of tea, unfortunately. Also, I'm not gonna talk about unusual effects, cause they are like hose, many, too expensive, and I usually don't get those. So yeah, in conclusion, a bit mid, but has some shining moments as well. Now since you made it to the end of the video, I guess it's time for that surprise I talked about at the start of the video. And remember, all I said in this video is all my opinion, of course, and should not be taken as gospel, so if you have something to object, please make sure to leave it in the comments section. And if you want to support me to grow this channel more, you can subscribe to my channel. Every subscriber lets me know that I'm reaching a passionate community of TF2 players that are excited for new content. Additionally, if you want to support me further, you can also use my trade link listed down below for item donations. Every single interaction, whether through likes, comments, views, subscriptions or donations, helps me carry this channel forward. Anyway, check out my other 2 animations, while the other is still cooking. This has been Hot Rod, and I wish you a happy summer.